Welcome back. Many of you know her as Cookie in the hit series Empire, but acting is not the only arena she excels in. The Golden Globe Award-winning actress Taraji P. Henson is a busy bee, shining a light on black mental health wellness with her Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation. The foundation just unveiled a new campaign called the Unspoken Curriculum, which is a resource guide for educators to help identify as well as cultivate black students' mental health wellness. Here's a short bit from a brand new video the foundation just premiered.
Today I learned I can master language like Langston. That I'm gonna grow up to earn an Emmy, Grammy, and get my Toni Morrison on. And yet, you'll still deduct points from my creative writing papers because this isn't grammatically correct.
Today, I learned in doodles, you can see creativity or disruption, self-expression or dysfunction. But the difference between detention and diagnosis of a deficit in attention is the pigmentation of that fine line between problem and potential.
In recognition of May as Mental Health Awareness Month, earlier in the day, I spoke to Taraji about her brand new Facebook show, which I love, her foundation, and the extremely important work she's doing to fight the stigma around mental health in black communities. Let's take a look. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I know you started a show called Peace of Mind with Taraji on Facebook Watch. It comes out twice a week. You've been going since December. People love it. Tell me why you started it.
You know, there's so much to unpack when it comes to mental health awareness in the black community. You know, launching the foundation was one aspect, right? How do we reach more people? The best way is to create a platform where people can watch it every week, you know, watch us discussing important topics that affect our mental. Not only discussing it, but having clinicians, professionals, psychiatrists, therapists to come on the show and give us tools to help us cope in a healthy way. And to also give proper definitions and to terms that we have just never discussed. Like, I think for a lot of us thought PTSD was just people who were Vietnam vets or war veterans, right? One thing this pandemic has taught us is that we are all suffering from PTSD.
That's exactly right. And one of the things we talked about earlier in the show was this idea of police violence and racism, and the idea that seeing your friend shot by the police, being harmed by police, knowing the stories on the news, that can have an impact on our mental health too, no?
Absolutely. Shootouts in the neighborhood and then kids having to get up the next day, eat their cereal and go to school like nothing ever happened. You know, students dying in the shootout that aren't showing up at the school the next day and no one to talk to. Where are the safe spaces for our children to decompress, to unpack all of this? You know, where are the clinicians, the professional psychiatrists, the therapists in the schools to identify our children in distress? Why do our children make up half of the percentage of children that are being reprimanded by police or have to deal with the law enforcement when they are dealing with a moment in school, when they act out because of a traumatic situation at home? Our children are demonized, criminalized, instead of trying to get to the why this child is acting out. We're expecting children to figure things out that most adults haven't figured out. So there's no balance there. And that's where Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation, my foundation, and the Edelman, we had launched this project called the Unspoken Curriculum. Because, you know, everything that you learn about race in school may not be in the lesson plan. A lot of the things you learn are biased. And, you know, these statistics really break my heart. 16% of enrolled students are Black, right? But they are often more harshly dealt with due to biases. And they account for 27% of students who are referred to law enforcement, 31% of students who are arrested, and 48% of students receiving one or more suspensions. What does that teach a student?
Depressing, they're stunning. Ooh. Yeah, and it's like there's a way that we talk about that and we know the race part of that, but then when we connect the mental health part of it, sometimes we get quiet, we get anxious about it. Why is there such stigma around the mental health piece of this?
Because we just think that it's not for us. We think we're strong, right? We're strong, we're invincible, and that's just not the case. We have learned to cope dysfunctionally, but we've been coping dysfunctionally for a long time. Since slavery, we have normalized so much trauma, and we have passed it down for generations and generations. We've just passed it down. We haven't dealt with anything. And thinking that we're okay coming out of slavery and Jim Crow and thinking we're okay, that's what's killing us.
Saying you are going to break the silence and the cycle. That's exactly what you're trying to do, right? Is break the intergenerational kind of silence on this issue.
Break that generational cycle, that curse, whatever that is, we got to break that. And everyone needs therapy. If this pandemic didn't teach us anything, we're all suffering. Money didn't save anybody.
You named the foundation after your father. Of course, yeah. You named the foundation after your father. As a girl's daddy, what was that relationship like, and why was it important for you to name it after him?
Because he struggled, and we didn't have the tools. He knew something was wrong with him. He got diagnosed, but we didn't talk about tools or how to prevent or how to identify when he's in having a moment. People normalize, Boris, he crazy. That's not cool. Why are we doing that? Because we don't know. We don't talk about it. That's what we do because we feel uncomfortable about it, so we make fun of it. Did the same thing with my best friend growing up. She was diagnosed with anxiety at a very young age, and we used to tease her, and she used to laugh because we just didn't know. We did not know. I don't want kids to suffer the way we did. I don't want them to normalize the trauma that we've normalized anymore. I don't want another child growing up bracing themselves before they walk into a room where there may be only 2 people of color. Because, do white people brace themselves before they walk into a room? No. You know why? Because society tells them they're safe wherever they go. Society doesn't tell us that.
Wow. Well, that's why I appreciate the work you're doing. The fact that you took the time to learn the issue, to analyze the issue, to give us a platform, and then to bring other experts on to talk about it, to give us the tools, and also to be courageous by telling your own stories. That's why we love you, and that's why I'm so happy you spent some time with us here at Black News Tonight. Taraji, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll be back, baby. It's a lot to talk about.
Oh, for sure. We wish Taraji the best in all of her efforts shining a light on Black mental health. And to my 5 million viewers out there, get yourselves checked out, people. Please keep your eyes on your loved ones. Let's work together. Let's remove the stigma around Black mental health, and let's move forward in as healthy a way as possible. Anyway, let us know.